Welcome everyone to Fanboy Frenzy, live from the moon as we are getting ready to take part in the Blighted Chalice strike, the newest updated strike for the April 2.20 Destiny update. And here we are, Guardians, finally with some new content we can sink our teeth into. So all you gotta do is go to the moon and boot up the Blighted Chalice. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you just a brief walkthrough. Actually, not brief, we're gonna take you through the whole thing. It took us about 12 minutes or so to beat, 11 minutes-ish. It's really not that hard. You will notice that the minute that you start this up, you're going to start off in a very familiar place. It kind of took me back down memory lane for all those of you that are old school Destiny fans. I still have in my emblems right now the founder or sign of the founders and some of those early flags, if you will, or emblems that you were given for being a beta tester, or not a beta, yeah, I guess you kind of say a beta tester for the game back in the day before it came out. Just how excited I was about this game. And you're about to visit, or revisit, shall I say, one of the areas that was made famous in one of the strikes from Year 1 Destiny. So get ready. So here we are about to take it to Malok. Finally, we've already done the first couple missions in the game, dealing with him with the new, which you can see on our YouTube channel. They're already uploaded. And now we're getting ready to start off, and look at this. Drum roll, please. Grrr. Take a look. See who it is. And boom! We're back at the Summoning Pits, where you fought Fogath, the ugly, I call him. Anyway, now you're going to see, right there's Malok, and now it's time to start putting some lead into him, or I guess lightning, in the case of the Zalo Supercell. But anyway, here we are. You see the floor begins to be flooded with Taken. All you have to do is just take down wave after wave. You will notice that we do try to leave the area here pretty soon, and you'll notice that the door's been kind of locked, and so we're going to have to grab little orbs and unlock that door like some of the other missions we've done throughout the Taken King. So it's nothing new, but you will have to defeat 4 different waves. That was the first one, and now we're getting ready to go to the second. So they're going to bring them in, and as soon as you take them down, you will end up beating one of the knights, one of the heavier armored knights, and then from that point on, he will usually give you one of these runes that you can use to unlock this door. So right here's the first wave. You'll see a bunch of thralls begin to come out of that specific little cave area, but they will actually begin to come out of all sides. So they'll begin to basically attack you in a triangle formation here. So just make sure you and your 2 other guardian friends are really paying attention to that, because they can swarm you pretty easily. But you can tell here through the gameplay, we're not having any difficulty with these guys whatsoever, fanboys and fangirls. We're pretty much owning them, and but that's what you do when you're when you're level 40 and you're over 300 and you're doing a 36 level strike. Look at that, shooting him right in the face. You'll notice that that's just what you do in these games. We pretty much run over everyone until you get to that harder level, those harder difficulties. But see right here, pick up the first rune or orb, whatever you want to call it, bring it over here, drop it in the door, and that releases chain number 1. And again, you'll have to do that 2 more times to ensure that you unlock that door and take you to the next part of the mission. Being here really brings back a lot of memories, because I remember doing this strike so many times, and just how much, Fogath drove me freaking nuts back in the day, because I just felt like shooting him in the belly was such a ridiculous thing, and the fact that he was such a bullet sponge, it just really got annoying. And he would flood you with freaking wizards and thrall out the butt constantly. And here they flip it up a little bit. You're basically fighting the same enemies you always have, but they do kind of come at you for some odd perspectives sometimes, so you really have to be on your game. You can see my head is clearly here on a swivel for that self-same reason. But, right here, to be honest with you, we're, I'd say we're about a third of the way through it already. So you can tell it's really not that hard. Now, the second one will actually spawn up on this top level. One of our other partners, one of the other Guardians, have already gotten that. And he's taking it over here right now as we speak. As soon as he drops it in, you're going to notice that we're going to beat this last wave. And in the back rear right corner of this particular room is where that third one will spawn. So just kind of pay attention to that. But for right now, it says bust a move. If you want it, you got it. For those of you old enough to actually know what that is, kudos to you. Those of you that don't, please check it out. But anyway, back to the action. So you'll see we're taking out some of these thralls here, just trying to wean them down a little bit. And then here it is, another one of the knights, the hallowed knights. Those guys those are the ones that basically are the main ones. Once you defeat them, there's only a couple of other minor enemies to take out. I told you back in the back right corner is where the last rune or orb is, and that's what we're going right now to pick up. Take it back to the door, and now it'll release the third and final chain, which will open up the next space. Now, when you get up through here, you're going to notice there's going to be about 3 to 4, maybe 5 cursed thralls. So just go ahead and take them out real quick. You'll see them here in just a minute. You want to make sure that you clear them out before they take you and your team out. And I'm pleading with you there to please make sure you clear them out before you walk in there, because you will die without question with those successive blasts they produce. Pick you up some ammo, which is pretty much the main reason they're there, is just to give you some ammo, something to shoot at. And we're going to make it all the way across this area here. All we're doing is backtracking essentially, at least a part of this, to the same place that you would go if you were fighting Fogath himself. So just keep it up, keep flowing, keep going, keep going. You'll notice here that tons of taken portals are opening up everywhere, which really makes the trajectory and the maneuverability quite difficult. I know that we eventually, by the end of this video, we just stopped shooting the portals and we just walked around them and quit wasting our ammo, because even though ammo does drop in this particular stage, I'm not saying it's rare. It's not like you're playing it on hard difficulty, but where they basically drop ammo for guns that you aren't using to kind of encourage you to switch up your gameplay a little bit. But in this particular one, it just seems like they weren't dropping as much ammo. So right now we're going down. After we come out of that room, we're going to take down in this little small cavern, which we've all been at before previously in different missions of the game, etc. We're almost there, and we'll be fighting him momentarily. If I can make it over the wall, that is. Good God. Okay, anyway, so now we're back here. Finished taking out the rest of these guys, and we're going to make it down one more hallway, and then we are ready to rock and roll and take Malok out once and for all. Previous mission we had to confront him in. I think it was called Pretender of the Throne. Basically all we're trying to do is get him to get to the Prison of Elders. That's what Varix wanted. He wanted him in the Prison of Elders for whatever reason. And so now, we're kind of chasing him down. I wanted to make sure this strike was out of the way before I went and did Prison of Elders, which, by the way, you will definitely be able to check back periodically today and tomorrow. We're going to upload some cool footage from the Prison of Elders. For those of you that haven't had a chance to kind of dive into it yet, want to kind of see what it is that it's going to be like this time around. I assume it's going to be similar. I don't think it's going to be much different than before, other than the enemy types will be different. I don't know if the strategy is going to be much different, really. They're probably going to flip it up and make it similar, but tweak it just a little bit in order to not feel like you're doing the exact same thing. So I'm really excited to check it out. Right here, pull out the sword, cut a couple up them up. I really enjoy the arrow, by the way. Just being a fan, of like heat superheroes like the Green Arrow, for example, or even Hawkeye in the Avengers. Being able to use an arrow that's like controlled with this energy is really awesome, and I really enjoy the Hunter's Super, that extra subclass, because it's amazingly simple to utilize, and it's extremely effective when you're dealing with large groups of enemies like you've seen there. It can clamp on to 10, 15 different guys at one time if need be, and that just makes it extremely easy. Now right here, we're going down into the shrine room. We've been here many times on different patrol missions and different missions, etc. This battle right here is going to be a little different, I got to tell you, because when you finally get to Malok, you're going to notice, or Malok, you're going to notice that something changes, or it changes up a little bit and makes it a little more difficult to maneuver. And I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll definitely see it up here, Fanboy Fangirl Army. You'll notice some of the little subtle changes in the boss battle that I thought was pretty interesting, because it made you switch it up a little bit. And it did take me by surprise, as you'll see up here momentarily. But right now, we're at that point when we're not even worrying about attempting to freaking take down the portals, that slow us down. All we're trying to do is just go for the feet and take out the shielded enemies, finish up the stage. We got about another 2 minutes in this, and you should be in and out, Guardians. Now, obviously, the harder mode of this is going to be much more difficult, especially when you get down here and begin to fight these guys. You're going to notice that it's going to be one of those things that's going to take a little bit more time to defeat. But you could definitely see that the path to get here is very simple. It's nothing complicated. It's pretty straightforward. It's not like a raid or some of these other levels we've had to do in the past where it was secret. I mean, it's all pretty self-explanatory what it is you're supposed to do in terms of, the enemy and stuff. So continue to go down here. Now we're almost at the point. As soon as you break this open, it's game time. And now we have to kill these acolytes and take out Malok all by ourselves. So here it goes. You're seeing it right now. Knife that guy in the forehead. Move forward up here. Take out a couple of these taken, and now it's time. Here it goes. You're about to see him show up very, very soon. Got to make sure and get this engram because, they're decoding higher now. Thank goodness that this instance has been updated. I already got some gear upgrades just alpha blue engrams that I wasn't expecting to get. And now look, I'm trying to find out where he's at, and you know what? I don't have to look too long because right there he is. Now one thing you're going to notice is the floor is actually going to begin to be covered in darkness. And what that does, I thought there was an easy place we could hide, but there really wasn't. So right now, real quick, I got to make sure to take a 3 of coins because I'm hoping I can get an exotic drop. Unfortunately, I'm not going to cheat you here. I did not get one this time around, but you can see anyway, we're lighting up his forehead, smoking that fool, man. And the ground is actually starting to be covered in darkness, which means that it's harder to maneuver. You can't really run. And even though we're taking him out fast, I end up dying up here, if I'm not mistaken, here pretty soon because I'm trying to get away. The darkness is actually eating your life energy away, while at the same time you're surrounded by hella enemies, and they're basically just ganging you every which way, and it becomes very, very difficult to kind of stay on top of that. But you can see, just keep doing this, keep shooting, and you're going to be able to take him out in no time. And fanboys and fangirls, we'll see you out on the battlefield, Guardians. Until next time.